I think I'll start out with something I find fucking hilarious, and that's the fact that in the early spring training coverage of what's going on at White Sox camp, there is a lot of praise for Pedro Grafal and his staff for doing pop-up drills and drills of teaching the players how to react when someone is calling for the ball.
I've heard this. This has become news on the
Yeah,
South Side.
you know, going from first to third. It's a crazy concept with you wouldn't think would be crazy with the White Sox from years past because they have actually pretty decent speed overall up and down the lineup, and you wouldn't think that was an issue, but these are simple baseball concepts that I know when I go to Charlie's practices are covered every week for a 12-year-old in travel baseball. But apparently, uh, between the Robin Ventura era and the Tony La Russa era, they were not covered. These were simple drills that
Novel idea.
they just assumed, these, and I get it. You're a Major League Baseball player, you know what to do, but you know what? I think I played in a band for over 10 years, and we had like 15 original songs, and we played over and over again, right? But you know what? The only times we were ever like really, really solid and great was when we practice on a regular basis, because it just becomes muscle memory then. And the fact that we've had 5 years of managers that was there some and Rick Renteria, I forgot to put Ricky in there too, that we've had 7 years of managers, let me redo that have failed to do simple exercises to create what should be a pretty simple game, make it even simpler for these guys is I can't even. It blows my mind.
Well, we've seen the results in the field, but it's a novel idea if all the beat reporters are talking about what a different spring training this has already looked like.
That they're
actually practicing and just shit. So, I mean, it's a positive, I guess, but it's just ridiculous that this is like a news bulletin. Sox are practicing fundamentals.
Exactly. This is almost like a shit you could make up portion of the show that the Sox are getting media coverage for doing fundamentals.
They're being praised for it.
they're being praised. And to your point earlier before we got on the air, Smitty, there's a fundamental section in the ballpark.
Yeah, the kids zone
at the range
left field.
There is a fundamental section. Yet the Sox never practiced it for the last 7 years.
They failed to visit it themselves.
They never made it.
I do remember one time I was like walking. Is that 200 level? How you get to that? I think it is.
You can get in, on all the levels. But yeah,
I think Vit and I were just sort of walking around. I had never seen fundamentals before, and like there was a security guard like, you can't come in here without a child. So like, oh, sorry, I had no idea. But maybe that's been the problem. They weren't letting any of the Sox players into fundamentals due to their restrictive policies.
I'm Eloy Jimenez. Sure you are. You don't have a kid.
They were kind of. It was. I felt. I had no idea what the rules were. I guess it makes sense. It's a kids area, but they were kind of militant about it. I was like, "Geez, sorry, I had no idea." I was just walking around your luxurious 200 level, stumbled into this area.
Yeah, you walk right into it on that level. Yeah, that's you were in the fancy level that day, huh?
That's how I Sox.
You were living large.
When I go to Sox games, I live large.
But yeah, so. I could care less about spring training results, to be honest. Maybe the last week I kind of like care a little bit more when you get the real starting lineup out there a few times, and then you have those like warm-up games that are out of Arizona and at another ballpark or whatever. But I mean, so far they've been scoring runs and hitting home runs, and it's all good signs. But I mean, it all means nothing. So
yeah, I mean, it just is watching a couple innings of Tigers and Cubs games, I'm fired up to see any power. So if you're seeing some home runs getting out, it doesn't mean that much, but it's better than not seeing
Yeah,
balls go all
right,
over the
exactly.
place. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, we're only a couple games in, so I think you'll know more in a few weeks for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I get excited when the phone goes off and the alert is like Tim Anderson singles to center and Elvis Andrews scores from first. Now
Oh
that,
wow.
or like stuff like that, like
I'm
that
impressed
Tim.
that you're getting spring training alerts.
Oh yeah, I always have the alerts turned on. I get
Nerd alerts.
yeah, game updates for the Sox and Giants.
Oh, okay.
Um,
You're
but
serious.
I am serious. So when you see like starter combo names come up, that to me is like a decent sign. But
Sure.
whatever. I mean, Lance Lynn looked pretty. He looked really good on his 3 inning outing to kick off the season. But one thing that is really shitty in regards to spring training and the White Sox is unlike the Cubs who have their own network in Marquee. Comcast Sportsnet philosophy is we're only showing
Yeah.
6 or 7 spring training games because we want to build up the excitement of the season. And I mean,
Yeah. I mean, you can get them on the radio, I guess, but
well, you can also get them. MLB doesn't black out any spring training games, so if Comcast isn't televising it, but the other team
the
is,
other team is, you can find it.
yeah, you can sometimes find it. So it'll be more than that. And
MLB Network has been doing showcase games. Tigers
yeah,
run over the weekend. Right now, I think it's the Yankees and Astros or something.
but it is
Nationals.
it would be nice if like for White Sox fans if they got a little bit more, and of course whether they want it or not, they're of course complaining about it. So
Yeah,
it's a
because that's
miserable
fun.
it's a miserable fan base. So
Word Hole Media.